Generative AI is rapidly transforming a global workforce, and it's really fundamentally changing how value is created nowadays. But the core question still remains, should it replace human workers? Throughout this video, we'll analyze using the ethical framework utilitarianism, focusing on maximizing well-being for the majority. And from my point of view, I'll be arguing against the replacement of human workers with generative AI.
Our side firmly argues against replacing human workers because the long-term, widespread harms to society's stability and humanity's core functions are too great to justify any short-term gains. Our side firmly argues against replacing human workers because the long-term, widespread harms to society's stability and humanity's core functions are too great to justify any short-term gains.
The first major issue is the human worker itself. Utilitarianism demands minimizing harm, yet replacing the actual workers causes millions to face financial instability, which basically serves them emotional distress. A company will save money, but the majority of society suffers, which causes them anxiety, self-doubt, and poverty. Even the cost reduction for the few is simply not worth the human collapse for the society. Our next point is the decline of our very essence itself. Full reliance on AI, as warned by Sternberg, weakens humanity's creativity and intelligence. We will then stop thinking for ourselves and rely on AI so much that the basic human needs will just go away. And future generations will lack the fundamental capacity for innovation and problem solving, making us really reliant on technology, which will progress us nowhere at all. And it will actually lessen the human mind over time and just hurt the society in the future. Next, jobs requiring empathy, which are healthcare, teaching, counseling, those jobs cannot be replaced. AI fundamentally lacks genuine feelings and moral judgment. If we remove human connection from these critical areas, which are the jobs that need this, we will just bring down society's abilities to cope, trust and bond with other people. In the short term, it will bring efficiency and lower costs and just provide benefits, but it ultimately destroys the very foundations of human connection and care, which will later on turn to humans trying to rely on AI, and it will just cause them to not get the satisfaction that they need or the answers that they need. Next, the final long-term danger is overall control. The GAO highlights that generative AI can produce harmful, biased, and inaccurate content. And when AI makes critical decisions without human feelings, which was stated above, it becomes uncontrollable at a certain point, which basically makes choices solely for its own logic and with zero consideration for human impact. So, in long term, this causes a risk for society and it's morally unjust. And as stated above, that AI does not have feelings or thinks about the decisions it makes, humans have those feelings and they make decisions ethically. So they'll always think of the people around them rather than just making decisions just to get to a faster resolution. Lastly, the long term consequences are clear and stated, as I said. And replacing humans with AI fails to meet the utilitarianism ethical framework. And it leads to a path of a less creative, less connected, and less safe future for humanity itself. So I encourage that you can still use AI to assist everything that you do, but not replace the simple tasks that you need to be done.
Generative AI maximizes overall societal utility. AI offers unmatched 24/7 efficiency. It works without fatigue, processes information exponentially faster, and dramatically reduces operational costs. This leads to profound and widespread economic growth, which is not confined to one sector. This massive growth translates directly into lower consumer prices for essential goods and faster, more accessible services for the greatest number of people. When the overall economic pie expands this much, it generates a net positive utility for everyone, allowing society to tackle larger, more complex challenges like climate change and disease. The sheer scale of economic benefit makes this an easy utilitarian choice. Generative AI significantly reduces the catastrophic human error that is endemic in critical domains. For a utilitarian, minimizing suffering is paramount, and AI achieves this by providing consistent, reliable, and error-free outcomes in high-stakes fields. Consider healthcare. AI diagnostics and image analysis often demonstrate significantly higher accuracy than human clinicians in certain studies. This means fewer misdiagnoses, fewer preventable harms, and ultimately, saved lives. In finance, AI can detect fraud and anomalies that human auditors would miss, protecting the assets of millions of everyday citizens. Replacing human fallibility with algorithmic consistency is a massive moral imperative, as it fundamentally reduces widespread suffering caused by human mistakes. This enhanced safety and reliability represents an overwhelming gain in societal utility. The fear that AI eliminates work is historically short-sighted. It reallocates work. By automating mundane, repetitive, or physically dangerous tasks, humans are freed to focus on high-value, creative, and fulfilling work. Instead of a doctor spending hours on administrative charting, AI handles it, allowing them to spend that time on deep, empathetic patient care and surgical strategy. Instead of a teacher grading hundreds of routine papers, AI handles the marking, freeing the teacher to focus on personalized mentorship and curriculum development. This shift increases job satisfaction, fosters greater creativity in the workforce, and allows humans to contribute to society in ways that genuinely leverage our unique intellectual and emotional capabilities. This liberation from drudgery and shift towards meaningful engagement creates a massive net positive for human well-being and job fulfillment. AI democratizes access to expertise on a global scale. This is a colossal utility gain for the world's most underserved populations. Generative AI can provide personalized, high-quality education and advanced diagnostic capabilities to remote villages that may never see a human specialist. It bridges the massive gap in global inequality, offering opportunities for learning and health that were previously unimaginable. Furthermore, AI drives long-term technological progress, accelerating scientific discovery in fields like medicine and materials science, and improving the overall quality of life for future generations. By rapidly solving global challenges through AI-powered acceleration, we are securing a far brighter, safer, and more prosperous future for the greatest number of people across the planet. The conclusion is undeniable. Generative AI is an ethically justifiable tool that profoundly maximizes societal welfare. The short-term disruption of job displacement is a historically proven, manageable problem, and the ethical risks are mitigated through governance and human oversight. When we weigh short-term friction against decades of increased prosperity, enhanced public safety, and democratized access to services, the utilitarian choice is clear. By strategically adopting AI, we build a future of unprecedented efficiency, accuracy, and opportunity for the greatest number of people, which is the ultimate moral good.
And to see if it will provide stability for the future. As mass joblessness creates civil unrest and political issues, it actively reduces overall utility and happiness, which basically goes against the ethical framework. Now, the cost of the widespread social breakdown, the violence, the distrust, and the collapse of humanity, it goes, as I said, it goes against the efficiency of AI and the replacement of human workers with AI. And just to talk about the long term for humans, it is not morally right to prioritize society and specific companies. We must prioritize humans and the future
Move
generations.
toward a post-scarcity society, raising the baseline standard of living for billions. This is not just a marginal improvement, it's a paradigm shift. The pain of short-term dislocation pales in comparison to the generational utility gained by liberating humanity from needless toil and resource limitation. The highest moral goal is to maximize well-being, and AI replacement is the clearest path to achieving that for everyone.